Right, my name's Freddie. And my name's Chelsea. If you want to see my tits, watch to the end of the video.
Of the previous government's plans. A series of promises that they made but had no
Look,
money
it's that
to
bloke
deliver.
from TV next to it. Yeah, he's the Prime Minister.
Covered up
He's in charge. She's like his number 2 and all that.
the Treasury's reserve, set aside for genuine emergencies, spent 3 times over, just 3 months into the financial year.
Basically, what's happening here, Chelsea, is right. The other lot, right, spent too much money, yeah. So there ain't enough money left over. But this lot have come in now, and they're like saying they spent way too much money and trying to blame everything on them. That's politics, basically. You take turns like screwing shit up, and then like blaming it on the people who was in charge before. You know what I mean? Like before we moved into the pub, like the pub was run down and everything. We fixed it, yeah. But like when people turned up and said something's wrong, we used to blame it on the people who run the pub beforehand. I remember that. Yeah, it worked really well for about a year or something, and then they stopped believing us. Yeah, exactly. But politicians, because they're smarter, they could do it for like years and years and years and keep on blaming other people for all the problems. That's smart, isn't it? Yeah.
About these undisclosed pressures that have since come to light, then their spring budget forecast for spending would have been, and I quote again, materially different. Let me be clear.
See, she's still blaming the other lot, but like the Tories.
Between today's forecast and
Well,
the
which lot are we
overall
then? It
forecast.
depends, Chelsea. If this lot put up, like, a tax on booze, we're going to go with the Tories. If they don't put it up much, we might go Labour. It all depends on the booze tax. That's the only important bit in this whole fucking thing that we are interested in, and we got to watch. Like, I don't know how long. How long is this going to go on for? I thought it'd be about 10 minutes, but I'm not sure now. Oh, for fuck's sake, it's boring. I know it's boring.
An election to avoid making difficult choices.
Oh, I've got to go pick the kids up.
Let me make
Yeah.
this promise.
Where
to the
from?
British people.
School. They don't go to school.
Never again.
I was
The
somewhere.
British people can see and they can feel that in their everyday lives.
What's
NHS
public
waiting
services, Fred? That's all of the money the government spend on stuff like,
children,
I don't know, like the
important things, a
NHS,
small
like
breeze
hospitals and roads and stuff. So there's all these holes in the roads, and like they're not sorting them out, the potholes, and that's the government's fault. They need to sort it out.
Crimes which are not investigated and criminals who are not punished.
What I'm worried about, Chelsea, is she hasn't even got up to the main part yet. This is all an introduction.
Since 2021,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
there have been no detailed plans for departmental spending set out beyond this year, which we now know was wrong, because it did not take into account the £22 billion black hole.
22 billion quid! I want to have 22 billion quid, Freddie!
Also failed schemes for victims of 2 terrible injustices.
Somebody made a joke, but I don't get it.
I just mentioned respecting colleagues. The public
Yeah,
are watching
respect,
us to hear
innit?
What the Chancellor has to say. Simmer down.
Yeah, show us some respect.
And any responsible chancellor would...
No, he's Jeremy Hunt. He's like a local MP or something.
That is why
Oh,
today
yeah.
I am restoring stability to
Yeah, he's our
public
MP, I
finances
think.
and rebuilding our public services. As a former economist at the Bank of England, I know what it means to respect our economic institutions. I want to put on thanks.
What's all that
my
like,
record-
posh
I want
stuff
to
on the
put record
table,
my
Freddie?
thanks to
Oh,
the
that's like the
government
mace.
and
Like,
Bailey.
that's a symbol
And to
of
the
like power
Independent
or
Monetary
something.
Policy Committee.
And like the other stuff's books. If they need to work something out, they look it up. Like dictionary or something.
Finally, I want to thank Richard Hughes and his team at the Office for Budget
See, like, they spend all that time slagging each other off, and then she's like being nice to him and paying him a compliment and
Let me
everything.
now take the House through that forecast.
That's just
The
being
cost of living
polite.
crisis under the last government stretched household finances to their limits.
Supposed to.
Today's budget marks an end to short-termism. So I am pleased that for the first time, the OBR have published not only 5-year growth forecasts, but a detailed assessment of the growth impacts of our policies over the next decade too. And the new Charter for Budget Responsibility which I am publishing today, confirms that this will become a permanent feature of our framework.
What's the OBR? Office for Budget Responsibility. How the fuck do you know that? It just said so.
2.0% in 2025. 1.8% in 2026.
This is just a load of numbers, Freddie. I don't understand anything.
2027, 1.5% in 2028, and 1.6% in 2029.
That's how much the economy is going to grow, so we can all get richer and stuff.
This budget will permanently increase the supply capacity of the economy, boosting long-term growth.
How do they know that? I don't know. It's complicated.
Every budget. It may sound shocking to them, but this government is boosting long-term economic growth.
She's going to boost long-term economic growth, so more people come to our pub and spend money and stuff. It's all good news.
To grow.
Oh, that is good.
And underpinning that mission are the 7 key pillars of our growth strategy, developed and delivered alongside business.
She's got 7 key pillars. This is important.
Financial Secretary to the Treasury. First and most important.
Who's the Financial Secretary? Just some secretary or something. It's not important.
Second, so we are catalysing £70 billion of investment through our National Wealth Fund.
I should spend some of that on our pub, Freddie. Yeah.
Building again. Third, to ensure that all parts of the UK can realise their potential, we are working with the devolved governments.
You've asked to help like the Northerners and stuff, and don't have as much money as we do down south because we're rich, innit? So we have to help them out and stuff. So basically, some like the money that people spend in our pub and we pay to the government in tax. Not that we actually pay tax, but if we did pay tax, they go to help the jocks and the Northerners and stuff because they're poor and stuff.
Just 2 weeks ago, we delivered an international investment summit, which saw businesses commit £63.5 billion of investment.
Yeah, Joey went to that summit and everything because he's got loads of money.
1,000 jobs across the United Kingdom. Monthly public sector finance data show that...
Woo, have a look! Yeah! You'll see them again, I'm sure.